Baker, can you speak to the job that Liam Coen did without Mike and Chris, the game plan to put you guys in position to have a chance to win this game over 400 yards? You guys were rolling on third down.
Yeah, unreal job just getting everybody ready. Obviously having different ways to attack them. Run game worked. I thought the O-line played great, but he had everybody dialed in. And I think, Liam obviously calling the plays, but then as well as the guys that were in there stepping up and doing their jobs how they're supposed to. So it just comes down to, once again, not shooting ourselves in the foot in critical situations. And, and against a team like that, they're gonna take advantage of them, of the mistakes that you make, and I think that's why you see the outcome we had today.
Cade Otton had a big day with 9 catches, 81 yards, and 2 touchdowns. What can you say about him stepping up in a game where you kind of needed him to?
Yeah, Cade's a guy that sometimes gets overshadowed by the rest of the skill group that we have, but he does a ton of the dirty work. Does a lot for this offense, run game, pass game, and today he made a lot of plays that we needed. And today was just an example of him getting to showcase his skills, and obviously he's a very intelligent player, just being in the right spot at the right time in some of these zone coverage plays that we had dialed up, but he did a great job.
Baker, take us to the flea flicker and then also the one interception down there in the goal line.
Yeah, flea flicker. I think honestly Bates made a hell of a play. It looked like Ryan Miller almost had it in his hands. It looked like Bates just kind of stole it. That's the type of player he is, though. And then the one down in the red zone, A.J. Terrell just truly falling off of his man in a match coverage set that, obviously, you look at it, he's not supposed to do that, but he made a hell of a play. So that's one of those things that I really don't have much besides he made a hell of a play.
Baker, you guys have lost 3 out of 4 now the division. It's hard to regroup with the next 2 games you have, but how do you get back on track on the road in a tough place like Arrowhead?
Come together as a group, and that's the only way you can. The guys that were here last year understand what happened around this mid-season point, and it's do the little things right, and that's how we got out of it. And so this group that we have right now, you just got to do your job, and that's plain and simple. We have the talent in this room. We moved the ball today. We moved it up and down the field, and so we just have to do the little things right. We have to come together as a team, and obviously in an environment like we're headed into on a Monday night in Kansas City, we know what we're gonna get. So it's execution, do the little things right, play the field position game, and see what happens. But we have the veterans, we have the leadership we need to make this thing work, and that's season's not over. We're not even, I guess, halfway done. Yeah.
The downfield connection is something that usually takes some time, and obviously you've had it with Mike. You've had connection with Chris. Just how would you assess how things were going on that? It looked like things were starting to kind of come with Jared in the second half there.
Yeah, those guys were in the right spots. There's I think about the one to J Mac down the end zone. Obviously, I've thrown to Rock a bunch. He's a guy that I trust down there in contested catches, things like that. But J Mac on the deep shot down in the end zone, just little things like landmark throws where we're trying to get this thing caught. And that's a lot of the things on the deep ball connections. It's timing, it's the landmarks, and giving these guys a chance, and you just have to continue to do that.
Raheem Jarrett ended up catching the Hail Mary about a yard out of the end zone.
Yeah.
What did you think? Did you think that he caught it in bounds? You knew it was too far?
Initial reaction, it just looked like a mosh pit back there, and all I could see was in the white, from the jumbotron angle. So. Kind of one of those things that you get your hopes up, but then realize it didn't work. But for our guys to fight, to get into that situation, you really can't ask for much else. We were in that game. All you can ask for is a fighting chance, and we had it. Obviously they did a good job of covering the sideline in that last drive. Just had to take some completions in the field, unfortunately, that ran off some clock that we could have used. But did a good job of trying to get down there, and then obviously you just have to lock in and try and find a way to win.
Baker, I think you had 5 or 6 guys that had 4 catches or more, going forward without Mike and Chris, at least without Mike for the next couple games. Do you like the diversification of which you have? A lot of guys that can make plays, that can catch the ball, that can produce yards and points for you?
Yeah, it's for me. you know, it makes defenses really kind of play their base calls. It's not like you can call some of these coverages where you're trying to get over the top of Mike or double covering Chris and some of these things. So it's easier for me to see, to go through it, but then it's, you know, same thing. It's more important for our guys to be in the spots at the right time. So it's about execution, little details that we have to do, and that's what we have to do going forward.
You dug yourselves out of a hole last year, you know, when you got into the stretch. Does that make it any better or easier to know you can do it?
Yeah. The guys that were here, yeah, we know how we did it. And then, like I said, it's doing the little things right, not beating yourselves. And everybody else, though, we have the mental makeup to overcome anything. And I truly believe that. I believe that's the group that we have. I believe that we can overcome a lot and take it one day at a time, one game at a time. And I'd be damned if I give up on this group. I won't.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, guys.